Hello and welcome to our daily sketching routine. It is Monday, February the 17th, 2025, and today's topic is going to be sketching with a brush. But before we begin, welcome back if you are returning, and welcome if you're new to the channel. I sketch and post every day, and I use a timer to stay focused and to build a habit, and that's the main purpose of these videos. But also today I'm going to be using this Sharpie black paint marker. Looks like this. So yeah, that's the brush I'm going to be using. I'll just talk about what I'm doing. I'm going to do it to where I don't have to move the paper too much, so it'll be kind of right here. My thought process today was, first of all, it's just to play around with this. It's an excuse to use this marker, which is like a paint marker. So first things first, I want to see how it works. So I'm going to sketch. This isn't exactly brand new, but it should have decent ink in it. And one thing is that it's a new week. So I've been doing these deep dives. But sometimes you just kind of want to sketch something and make some marks and play with some different tools and mediums and ideas. So I do like using this brush marker. So yeah, with this video, one thing is I just wanted to play around with mark making like this. I guess this doesn't have quite as much ink, but maybe. I have a brand new one somewhere, but I like to use them until I run out. Part of this is because for the past few days I've been doing these sort of methodical kind of construction of a dragon and characters and stuff, and like you don't always have to do that. It's kind of what I'm getting at. You can sometimes just paint or draw or just like sketch without doing all the construction stuff. Although it's good, I mean, it's good to know. There's just different techniques and methods to making pictures. So yeah, I have no idea today. I was just wanting to play around with this. That was the idea. But usually something will start to appear. I guess this really does not have as much ink as I thought it did. Now I did a picture a few days ago where it was a landscape, and it started kind of like this, where it was just random, spontaneous. And then I turned it into more of an actual landscape. So part of this is just keeping it in the camera here. So one thing that I learned from that landscape I was talking about is this, where there's different ways to approach it. You could, I'm gonna do a reflection. That's what I was thinking. So you could make the water like be darker, and then that could be the reflection, and then have the white of the paper be or the highlight, I guess, like the reflected part of the water, and then just have the water be the darker tone. That's one way to do it. So yeah, this is running out, so now I'm getting a dry brush effect. Maybe the sky could have, you could do the opposite. So part of this is artistic choices. Like the reflection could be darker, but since I have the reflection being light, I'll have the clouds be, and since this is running out, I'll have the clouds be gray. Yeah, I'll just go like this. So there's not really one way to do this, like do a landscape. It was mainly to just the contrast. It looks like this is about as dark as I can get. It's out. It actually is out. Well, that's one way to figure out if you're running out of ink. And I did want to try to play around with this. This is a Bic Intensity, I think. It's like a permanent, or like fine point permanent. I'm probably running out of this one too, so I'll play around with this one. I mean, it's one way to actually use all the ink, so I'm okay with that. So yeah, sometimes you can just go in without any idea and just play around with mark making and like a pen or something and see what you come up with. This is just based on the fact that I want this to look like a reflection, which it doesn't totally look like one. So maybe I will see if I can make it look a little bit more. So if this will work. So yeah, this is a Bic Intensity permanent marker pen. And I'm going to just see if I can make this look a little bit more like water, which I think has to do with the one, like this, the shoreline. Now the ink looks different. So this is one way to make it look more like water. So yeah, this is just playing around. Kind of a demo, I guess, of these pens, and also just sketching something from imagination. You really can just kind of sketch something in and then go back. That's been pretty helpful. Maybe some leaves. Yeah, you can just kind of sketch something in and then go back and refine it. I'm going to, since the topic is sketching with a brush, I'm going to find a brush pen, the one I was using, but like that has a little bit more, that has ink. So since this is like the foreground, and again, this is based on different technique. So what I mean is, since this has more ink, like it's more like bold, like contrast, I'm just going to approach it like painting, have the contrast be right here for the sake of like the drawing. And again, that's like an artistic kind of principle because it makes it look, pushes it forward. That's something to keep in mind, by the way. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. So like these leaves and stuff, or grass things, you can make it look more like water by going like this. So part of that is just practicing with this, like just to see what kind of lines you can get with it. You can go in with like a smaller pen and add details if you want. But for like stuff like flowers, I mean, it's kind of what this area is for. Maybe put in the stems and then kind of change the shapes right here. I mean, there could be mushrooms. You could just leave it like this or go in and add more detail, but that would be it for today. I want to thank you for joining me for our daily sketching routine, and if you like these videos, please support the channel. I appreciate it, and until next time, keep on sketching.